All right, brothers, good morning. Boker Tov. Let's sing a strong nigun to start the day. Do 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 do. Da ding da I down the dee da dee da I down the dee da dee da I down the dee da ee da da. Ah la 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 la. Oh, oh, it all, ay, 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 ay. Da la 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 li de ay la ay 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 la 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 ba dum bum 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 dum ba la la ah la 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 da la 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 ay 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 la 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 li de ay la ay 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 la la li de ay la ay 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 Shkoyach Boker Tov. Let's get right into it. we we're in the middle of a very, very passionate piece, a very I would call it even a Kabbalistic piece read by the Piasetzner Rebbe in his diary in Tzav V'Ziruz. And what we've spoke about, like we mentioned last week, that many of these last teachings in this Sefer Tzav V'Ziruz, they're not really Torahs, they're more just these emotional outbursts of the tzaddik. And luckily, we have this amazing privilege of getting a feeling of what the Rebbe was feeling and who the Rebbe was in these years. Again, this is 1934, I believe. Actually, no, this is a new, I'm not sure what year it is. But this entire piece that we're learning right now is one big tefillah. And something that we've seen when the Rebbe inserts a tefillah is that he keeps on going back and forth from you're not even sure who he's addressing. So you got to stick with every single line, one after the other. I'm still wondering, and I hope one of the mumchim can help me understand if the Rebbe intended for any of us to see these diary entries, and if he did he think that any of us could actually follow what he was saying? So it's very hard, because it's very hard to know who he was addressing. And last time we learned, he was beginning to express, the impossible of Halala Hashem b'chayai, azamra le'elokai be'odi. Halala Hashem b'chayai, I'll sing to Hashem in my life, as long as I'm alive. But what does life really mean? And all those very esoteric questions. V'chulei. Today we're going to see how he takes this to the next level. So if you have the Sefer, the first page that you have should be the bottom of Shin Nun Gimel. If you could open that up, the bottom of Shin Nun Gimel. And over here, this is coming right after the Rebbe was basically saying that I'm going to glorify you, Ribbon Shlem. I'm going to invest myself totally in you. I'm dedicating to you the parts of me that I don't even know. I'm going to sing to you, Ribbon Shlem, with the last drop of my being. And I know that there's so much more to meet the eye. There's so much more. But I can't even find the words as to how much my longing to serve you is right there all the time. So that sounds like a pretty developed individual talking like that. But now the Rebbe is going back and he's talking to himself. And he's talking to himself for a few moments in a pretty hard way. Look what he says here. This is the bottom paragraph. Lama ze tidme nishmasi krova selokai. The Rebbe is saying over here, why do I deceive myself? Like tachlis, for real. Why am I deceiving my soul that I'm karov, that I'm close to my God? Now, why does he think he's deceiving himself? Because of the following fact. Now, this is connected very much to what we learned in Tanya this morning. The Alter Rebbe also addressed this morning that it should be that when a person does a mitzvah, when a person says a bracha, when a person says the words Asher Kiddeshana b'mitzvosav, that you have sanctified me. Hashem, you are sanctifying me. What should be? What should be is that I should melt, or I should feel a fire. I should feel some kind of a heavy boom going on inside, and I don't. And that was this morning's concept of what galus means. To being galut means is that exactly that I don't feel what's actually happening to my soul. Because that's really what's happening to my neshama when I engage in Torah and mitzvahs. So the Rebbe is saying over here, what am I deceiving myself with this closeness that I want to be so close and I'm willing to do everything and anything? It seems to me like I'm deceiving. Lama ze tidme nishmasi, right? Why? Lama ze lahav kodesh is gufi eino moked. Meaning if I was really close to Hashem, then wouldn't my entire physical being just become a lahav kodesh? Wouldn't it be set on fire if I was really close to God? V'ha'im gam chayasi v'yichidasi begufi hem, next page, Shin Nun Daled. Chas v'sholom nifgemu? Could it be that even my soul and the soul of my soul are nifgemu, God forbid, that they become blemished by the mere fact of that I'm put into a physical body? You see, in Lubavitch, we like to always learn that the reason we came down here was so that we can make this world more beautiful. Now, that's not Lubavitch, that's everything. But here the Rebbe is addressing a concern that he has. He says, does the mere fact that my soul was put into this world in a physical form, could it be, God forbid, that it was nifgam, it was blemished? Because why is he nervous that maybe he became blemished inside? Because he doesn't see himself becoming this pillar of fire every time he speaks about his ratzon to be close to Hashem. So he's wondering, am I just deceiving myself or not? And he continues, Ki madua gush afar Sinai be'esh hashamayim ba'ar u'ba'ashan Hashem az nit'abek. This is amazing. He's saying, look at Har Sinai. What was Har Sinai all about? Har Sinai was a physical place. It was a clump of dirt that was basically set on fire by the smoke of Hashem. Once matan, what was Har Sinai? So if Har Sinai, if a mountain of dust, of stones, becomes a fireball, how could it be that a human being, me, I'm not becoming a fireball like Har Sinai became a fireball as well? He doesn't understand. How can it be? V'hen kedushas Yisrael v'reimus min reimus hamalachim lama ze is gufi merkavtan l'neshama lo tahapechna. And if I really, really, really want to become close to Hashem, then how could it be that the kedusha in me, which is higher than angels, how come I haven't become a chariot? How come I haven't completely transformed? What is it saying about my status, right? It's amazing, Chavra. I'm thinking about this and how many times do we have to check in during the day to make sure that we haven't, I don't know what the right word is, that we haven't lost it, or that we're still, we're still okay. It seems like it happens so many times during the day that I have to recheck in and remind myself I'm an Eved Hashem, this is what I want, this is the life that I want, v'chulei. And the Rebbe is saying, I don't understand. I most of the day I do feel like this. And my question is, how come I haven't not blown up and chas v'sholem expired, but how come I haven't yet transformed it to like a Har Sinai? If dirt became a mountain of fire, then how come I'm not a mountain of fire? That's what he's asking. And then he says, Eima tefachadeni. I'm freaked out. I'm scared. I'm scared because this world should mean nothing to me. Lama ze yesh zmanim shetzarich ani od lehaf'il ulehalhiv oti. Why do I need moments? Why do I have to sit around like these reset times, these checking in times, to come and like activate me again, and to get the fire going again, like pressing that thing on the grill or on the oven top, on the stove top. What do you call that thing? You know, the button. Why do I need that? If I was for real, I wouldn't need such a thing. I wouldn't need such a thing. That's what he's saying. It would just be there. Palatsuti va'ateni. I'm mevu'at. I'm completely frightened by the fact that I have to keep on checking in. I have to keep on starting from scratch. So interesting. Ribono shel olam. Look how he's talking to God now. Master of the world. Mityareh ani. I'm scared. Mi yodea echi nishmasi v'shorshi. Who knows what my soul and the root of my soul is all about? I don't know, he's saying. Ki ech ze efshar shebeshiratan evarai lo yitrasku uvelahavat tamid lo yitlavu. How could it be that when I'm singing to you, Ashir el Hashem b'chazam la'elokai be'odi, how could it be that my actual limbs don't completely fall apart? And how could it be that it doesn't go up in flames? That's what he's wondering. Imagine this, the Piasetzner Rebbe is wondering. How could it be that I'm not going up in flames when I sing to you? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's funny, huh? Each of us on our issues. This is the issue of the Piasetzner Rebbe. How could it be that my limbs don't completely fall apart when I'm singing to you, Ribono Shel Olam? Truth is, there's a Torah in the Baal Shem Tov, in the Sefer Amud Tefillah. That's this whole parish in Parshas Noach, where he has a whole parish on davening, where the Baal Shem Tov says the truth is that it's a pele that people remain alive after Tefillah, that they actually can stay physically alive. That's what the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh says. Like if you have a moment of being zoned in, kmo shetzarich, like you should, and it's happening and the game is on, you really more or less are meeting the place that Am Yisrael was at when they stood at Har Sinai, and they also begged Moshe Rabbeinu, please tell him to stop. We can't continue being in this world. So the Baal Shem Tov says it's really a pele that Yidden are bichlal able to continue to function and exist on any level after Tefillah. Well, he's wondering the same thing. Ribono Shel Olam, we're in the middle of this paragraph. Ribono Shel Olam, mekitzner damim, the one who awakens those who are shlufing. Orer na es yechidasi, wake up my soul. Now, yechidasi, we know, is the highest level of soul, right? Yechida. Nefesh ruach neshama chaya yechida. I don't know what that means. I just know it's the highest level of soul. He's saying, wake up that place. Wake up that place that's connected to the beyond of the beyond. Wake it up. Uri, and then now he goes to now he starts talking to himself, to his own neshama. Uri yechidati. Wake up, my yechida. Bamarom lakel ram benisa. Wake up to Hashem. Wake up. His arer nishmasi, my soul, wake up. Time to get up from the shluf. Wake up. It's unbelievable. Kachu also yisbarach hanigle kolkach lifneichen. He's talking to the part of his soul that's not disconnected at all from godliness. And he says, wake up and sanctify God who before you is completely revealed. And yet, v'anistar kol kach mineged einechem, but he's so concealed from our eyes. This is wild. The Piasetzner Rebbe is addressing the highest state of soul that's in him, and he's saying, my soul of souls, my yechida, before you, it's clear, right? You see what the lower part of me doesn't see. So please, on my behalf, on our behalf, sanctify that which you see crystal clear before you, which is concealed from my eyes. This is not personal, this is not character disorder. This is someone that's very aware of the different faculties that a yid has to work with. Afruchi, fourth line from the bottom of this paragraph. Afruchi v'nafshi gashu v'rashu. My nefesh and ruach are shaking and trembling as well. Hitmasru kulchem lekadesh oto b'kedushato tamid b'li hefsek. Give yourselves over to constantly sanctifying Hashem in His everlasting kedusha. Ad lanetzach et hanetzach takdishu. Forever, it's great. We're learning this the week of Netzach. Forever and ever and ever, you shall give yourself over to the kedusha of Hashem. And then he says, maybe he's talking now back to Hashem again. Gam gufi kol od gargar chol mimeno yishaer lo yichshe. As long as my body, as long as my physicality is still remaining like a grain of sand, as long as there's anything at all left of me, it won't be silent. And it will proclaim the greatness of Hashem, umilachriz et gadluto yitbarach lo yichdal, and it'll speak about the greatness of God. Kulam yachad, everyone together. Now I think he means all parts of his soul together. Kulam yachad, the nefesh, the ruach, the neshama, the chaya, the yechida, all elements of me together. Yishoreru v'yiromemu, they will sing to you and they praise you. Kadosh, 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 Hashem tzevakos. All parts of me will gather together. There'll be an achdus of all the parts of my neshama, and they will sing to you, Kadosh, 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 Hashem tzevakos. Chavre, let's face it. With which level of our soul do we usually interact? With which level of our soul are we usually in touch with? Are we usually speaking to? Are we usually engaged with? On a good day, it's nefesh. On a good day, we're tapping into the lowest part, right? So here we're getting a glimpse into the tzaddik. This is a wild thing. He's addressing every part. Every part. It's unbelievable. Now he continues. Okay, look how he says now. Ana Hashem. Please, Hashem, understand me. Lo et sipurei ma'asecha asher atzmu misaper rotze ani ata le'agid. I'm not trying to tell stories about you. I'm not trying to speak of you because as if I understand how great you are. I'm not pretending that that's me. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. Second line, Ki mihu ha'ish asher bigvulot ha'ish et haborei yitbarach borei hagvulot chas v'sholom yagbir. Who is the person who has his own limitations is going to try to describe that which is limitless and that which is infinite. This is like beyond man's capability, man's capacity. Aflea ein sof boreko pele yechashev. This is a little bit hard, but in meaning for the eternal and infinite one who created anything, it's considered wondrous that a man can even attempt to describe who the Ribono Shleilim is and what we feel about him. So Ribono Shleilim, that's not what I'm trying to do. Af lo leosif to'arim mimusagei nifleotecha arhiv. I'm not going to try to add titles from how wondrous and great you are. Please, as if I could do any of that. Ki ha'im ame Elokai, avi umalki, la'avadecha tzadikecha hagdolim me'az. Am I going to imagine myself, my master, my king? Am I going to compare myself to your real tzaddikim, to your avadim, to your neviim? Now, this is important. This is something important I learned from my Rebbe. He says regarding the way the Piasetzner Rebbe thought, he saw the tzaddikim, the Piasetzner saw the tzaddikim continuing the avoda of the neviim. He didn't call them neviim, but whatever the avoda of the neviim was, the Piasetzner felt that tzaddikim were the ones that were to continue, and were continuing the avoda of the neviim. And this is very, very important. This is a very important cloud. Let's understand what the neviim used to do. This is very, very cool. Asher migodel kirvatam el zoharcha hapashut, because they were so close to your simple splendor. Ve'el kedushat orcha hamemale vesovev ka'achat. You know, when we say, God, you are memale and sovev, you are both surrounding and you're fully encompassing. We know that's a great nigun that Michal Shapiro wrote, the Zusha covered, that's all good, but like Lamaisa, what does that mean? For the tzaddikim, they are very close to whatever that concept means. A person that's close to the concept of God filling all worlds and surrounding all worlds, he produces something extravagant, which is a word I don't think I ever used in a shiur or in a conversation, but that's actually what came to mind right now. They're producing something so illustrious that I want to discuss for a second. You know, when you're mamish close, whatever that means, what comes out of you are things you could have never planned. The person you become is not someone that actually worked up in, it was your plan. I'm going to become a person like this, and this is what I'm going to look like, and this is what I'm going to feel like. It's not that. When the character refinements are so worked on all the time, nonstop, what starts pouring out of you is something that you could have never imagined. But it's not just what's pouring out of you, it's what's transpiring, it's what's actually happening inside of you as well. And that you can't even speak about. I bless us all with spiritual moments that are impossible to give over to anybody. Not because you should stay humble and not share your lofty moments, but more a sense of that it's impossible to explain. I don't really know how to explain this myself. Let's try to continue to understand that he's talking about Avadecha tzadikecha gdolim, your great tzaddikim from ever. Migodel kirvatam, again, the second to bottom line, they were so close. Vel kedushat orcha hamemale v'sovev ke'achat. They were so close to these concepts of that you're on the one hand surrounding us, and on the other hand inside of us. Tzimtzum shel havdala lo ra'u. They did not see tzimtzum of separation. This is really important. Let's just get the text straight. This is really, really important. They did not see separation. Hatzura leyotzra dimu. What they saw in front of them, they didn't have to work hard to understand where is Hashem in this. The tzura, the physical shapes that they saw in front of them, was just God. ובעולם הזה, עולם העשייה, בעינינו אף בעיניהם, אצילות זהך וחייתך כבאצילות ראו. And in this world, this low world of Olam HaAsiyah, they looked into our eyes, they looked into their eyes. What did they see? What did they see and what did they live in? they lived in Atzilus. This is the place they lived in. Now, this is like tremendously helpful to understand, or to the best of our ability, like, what does it mean, emunas tzaddikim? What does it mean that we have emuna in tzaddikim? The way a tzaddik operates in this world is in a manner of what he sees. Like, you can be looking at the same thing physically as the tzaddik and see two completely different things. You can sing the same nigun of that a tzaddik is singing, and you can be singing two completely different songs. You can be saying the same words of tefillah as the tzaddik, and your experience can be completely different. We know that's true about every two individuals. But let's talk about chomer, okay? Let's talk about chomer. There's a famous story of the Alter Rebbe that towards the end of life, whatever he looked at, there's a story about him looking at the beams, the ceiling in a room that he was living in, and he didn't see the beams anymore. He saw letters that gave a kiyum to the beams. Remember how we were learning in Shar Yichud V'Emunah, when we were learning a few years ago, that every single thing that has a life force in this world, this thing, the Amalek gadgets, everything that we have in our lives that is made out of chomer, so it only exists because there's a tseruf otiyot, there's a combination of letters which gives it chiyus, which gives it kiyum. It's not the time now to go into it because we're just going to go completely off track. But to us, it just seems like a bowl. That's all this looks like, right? This looks like a bowl. But the tzaddik looks at this and he sees the letters which compose the word bowl, in Hebrew, ke'ara, and he sees how it gives it chiyus to the world. Thus, the Nevi'im were able to be misnabe, they were able to prophesy due to this internal vision that they had. And it's because what they saw in front of them, they didn't need a mashal in order to understand a nimshal. Nothing was a mashal. Everything was a nimshal. There's a footnote on the bottom that explains this in great depth that I don't want to do inside, but I just tell you outside. Again, like the smaller, a child that needs to understand something in Torah, we know that a great teacher has to come up with really important parables in order to bring it down to the concept of the child, and then hopefully then he'll be able to lift him back up and say, oh, by the way, what I just explained to you right now, my kid, this is what it really means, right? But that's true about us also when we're older. Like, oh, what does this mean that he said this to me? Or what is that? Why am I seeing this right now? What am I looking at right now? By the tzaddikim, what they're looking at all the time is the nimshal, not the mashal. They're constantly looking, I guess, I know mashal means parable, but how would you say nimshal in Hebrew, in English, in one word? How do you say nimshal? You could unmute yourself or say
allegory.
What's that?
Allegory.
Allegory, thank you. By the tzaddikim, the whole thing is allegory. It's not, I have to read a story, read the signs, and then I'll figure things out. It's bichlal not like that. What they see in front of them, they don't have to work through. Maybe like, this is what the Alter Rebbe meant, that when a tzaddik says, Asher kideshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu al netilas yadayim, while the tzaddik is pouring his water over his hands, he can actually sense the kideshanu b'mitzvosav. Wouldn't that be amazing? You know how many times this morning we said the words Asher kideshanu b'mitzvosav? You know how many times today we're going to say Asher kideshanu b'mitzvosav? And yet Galus puts us in a state of I barely even feel it, that it's actually happening. I believe it's happening to my soul, but do I really feel ever Asher Kiddishanu Mitzvosa? I have to work through all these parables, these mashalim, to kind of get there. The Piasetzner Rebbe says the real tzaddikim, hatsura leyotzra dimu. It's amazing that lashon. The shape of the form that they saw in this world, where they were able to constantly bring it, not even bring it for them, they were looking at the Ribono Shel Olam. Even in this world, Olam Asiyah, the all of them was able to always be in that place. Okay? I know there's a lot more we can say on this. I want to continue. Uvigadlus kedushas hamazos, with this greatness of their holiness. Chatichot olam hazeh, pieces of this world, whatever that means. Avnei chutzos le'anshei chutz, bidei kotsham avanim tovos hayu. For holy people, I mean, this reminds me very much about castaway stones. For people that don't understand the preciousness and the value of certain things, he's saying over here, they cast them away. But b'idei kocham, when it's in the hands of holy people, they really are valued as avanim tovot. You know, a tzaddik, remember the Lubavitch Rebbe was asked, how could you stand online for hours and hours and hours and hours on Sunday and just see person after person, dollar after dollar? Like, how could that be? And he said, you know, when a person counts his diamonds, he never gets tired, right? The tzaddik looks at us and he sees the nefesh elokis. He sees an even tova. He sees a precious gem. That's what he sees. And what does he do with it? Benezer kochecha kavu. He's kovea it, he fixes it, he puts the avanim tovot into the crown of your holiness. Vet keter malchutcha bahen pe'eru, and he glorifies in the crown of your kingdom. Af lapidei lahav min hod levush malchutcha im kavei ortzach umetzuchtzach el olam hazeh horidu. And they were able, from the glory of your kingdom, to bring down to the world mamish lapidei lahav, which means torches of fire, with all the brightest and most fine light that exists in the world. They brought it down to the world. Uvakol min ha'ayin ve'ad hayesh, min ha'olam ve'ad ha'olam, et ziv tif'artecha ra'u. The tzaddikim, the neviim, they saw what they saw as much as possible. And when they saw what they saw, as much as they were able to see, beto'arei hotcha shibchucha, they were able to praise you with proper as it can be, with proper praises of your glory. Uvehadar geon uzecha hilelucha, and they were able to praise you with, we say the hadar geon uzecha, we say that by Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, by the genius pride of your strength. V'chol atzmam rak halel v'zimra laHashem. Like all of them is just the praise and singing to you, Hashem. Hispashtus vegadlus hod malchuscha yisbarach hayu. They themselves were a manifestation and a spreading of your great holiness, your great hadar. It's amazing that the Rebbe is speaking about other people, when to us, nothing can be a closer self-description of the Piasetzner Rebbe than these words, and yet he's referring to those people, the Nevi'im, the Tzaddikim. They were basically an outstretched arm of yours. Af cheshchas zulatam be'or elokim ze heiru. The darkness of the people around them, they were able to enlighten with the light of God. Hen zulatam ro'ei rak hayesh. Gam be'orot ve'toarim elu shel nevi'enu u'kedushenu bechushehem divrei yesh ro'im. V'rak rimzei kodesh mehem ma'azinim. Aval nafsham ve'libam me'or elyon mizda'aziim. As much as they were able to give shavach to what they saw, doesn't come close to the experience that they were actually feeling inside. That's why I said before that as much as you're able to explain a high moment, that's beautiful. But there's got to be a place that's untouchable, meaning that you cannot give over in words. So the Piasetzner Rebbe, I think what he's saying over here is, even though they were able to speak to people about how precious they are and how great God is, while they were speaking about that and bringing light onto the people stuck in dark, inside, they're completely mizdazeim, they're shooken up to high heavens. That's why sometimes, like, even like, I'm trying to think of who this happened by, but if you've ever been in conversation with someone very, very holy, someone very esteemed, and they're speaking to you very much these world concepts, you ever see that while they're smiling, there's something going on in their eyes that's an utter awe at that moment from what's happening upstairs? And it's happening simultaneously. It's happening simultaneously. Kevan, fourth line from the bottom. Kevan shenevi'enu v'tzadikenu, gam beto'arei kodesh, gam b'sipur v'halel, lo remazim v'lo meshalim, lo sipurim v'lo musagei niflaot higidu. Our neviim and our tzadikim, with all the to'arei kodesh, with all the Shem To'ar. Eli, how do you say, I forgot right now, the To'ar? Unmute yourself or type it in the chat. You're not able to. Okay, that's fine. Shem To'ar means to explain something, to give an illustration. This is probably torture for you, Eli, huh? For all of us. He's saying they were able to use all these words and tell stories and praise you, but it wasn't just it wasn't remuzing, it wasn't hints or parables. It wasn't stories about you or musagei niflaot gidu. Ki begodel kedushatam, the greatness of their holiness, uvigadlut rumutam lemala mina hevdel. Lemala mina hevdel, mina olam ve'ada olam. Rak prisat levush malchut ila'a ra'u. All they saw, the tzaddikim, prisat, prisat, lifros lechem means to slice up bread, right? They saw a slice of the garment of royalty, of the malchut. That's all they saw. So for them, they don't have to work really hard in explaining to themselves what that means, because they saw it right in front of them. For us living in Eretz Yisrael, it's very important that we really work on ourselves for many reasons. But one of the main reasons I feel is that the malchut of Hashem, Bezrat Hashem, one day, Bayom Ba'u Hashem Melech al Kol Haaretz. But until that day happens, we must be the most incredible shluchim of the prisat levush malchut that's happening in front of our eyes here in Eretz Yisrael. And we shouldn't have to use too many parables to explain what that exactly means. But it's something that Bezrat Hashem, it's in front of our eyes. See, in Galus, to be able to say, this is what Hashem is Baruch, it's almost impossible. Here, as almost impossible as it is, you have much more access to that place of being able to see in front of you what actually is. What actually is. That was the Nevi'im. That's why the Nevuah, there's no Nevuah in Galus. That's exactly what Eretz Yisrael is all about. To see things as close to what they are. Okay, just going to learn a few more minutes. V'chi ein davar zulat. Next page. You can turn the page. V'chi ein davar zulat.
I don't have the fourth page.
So sorry. Wow, we did much more than I thought. 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna have to stop here. So I don't even have it copied. Okay, we'll stop right over here, and Bezrat Hashem, by next time we'll also do a little bit of a chazar of what we just did right now, but just to kind of like, grab ourselves for a second and try to understand what the Rebbe is saying. The Rebbe is doubting his. It seems like he's doubting his spiritual status. He's not sure if anything that he's feeling is be'emet, for real, because so far he's under the assumption that if it was for real, then what happened to him is that he would be and think and act like a Navi and a tzaddik, based on his, what seems here, limited perception of how they act. But the point...
I got the fourth page. Do send me the fourth page if you want me to bring it up.
Yeah, please, just do a few more lines. וחיזולת זה כיסא כבודו ובכל דבר הוד לפידי אש קודש עבדו, thank you, היללו, תיארו ושיבחו את שמו יתברך תמיד. That's all they were busy doing. Seeing and being with what was in front of them, with what they could see. And they were able to praise Hashem always because that's what was right in front of them. Va'anu, banenu, b'chol dorotenu, us, our children, in all of our generations. Rak al smach kavanot kotsham et shmo yitbarach, bahem mefa'arim, mekachim u'ma'aritzim. What are we working on? What are we working based on? We have emunah in what they saw and in what they felt and in what they praised. But the point that we're going to see is that even if I don't see what they saw, even if I don't have in front of me the vision of what they have, should that mean that it's impossible for me to be holy, to feel holy, to be on fire? And that's the question that we're going to address next time. All right? Dov, thank you very much. And tomorrow morning we have Rav Kook in Hebron, but we'll continue this Bezrat Hashem on Sunday. Have a wonderful day, Chevra.